Area 51's darkest secret finally revealed. Deep in the Nevada desert, where the sun, like a searing coin, earns the very notion of time from memory, and the horizon shimmers in the heat like a ghostly curtain hiding another world, lies a place whose name alone can quicken the heartbeat even of the most hardened skeptic. This is no mere dot on a map. It is Area 51, a black hole in official history, into which, according to rumors, not only secret aircraft vanish, but even the laws of physics themselves. And the air above it is so saturated with secrets that it seems ready to thicken and solidify into a tangible fabric of conspiracy, woven from humanity's desperate attempts to touch the unknown and its terror at its own helplessness before the abyss of space. Many consider it merely a military base, but those who have ever seriously pondered its existence understand. It is something far greater. It is a mirror reflecting our deepest fears and boldest dreams, a place where reality intertwines so tightly with fantasy that the boundary between them dissolves, leaving only an uneasy feeling that we are being watched, and not from Earth. The history of this accursed place, like everything connected to it, begins in a fog of secrecy, in those dark days of the Cold War, when the world was split into two camps, each ready at any moment to erase the other from the face of the earth, and every new technology represented not just a step forward, but a potential key to global domination, or, conversely, to universal annihilation. It was then, in the year 1955, by the personal order of President Dwight Eisenhower, that construction began on the dried-up bed of Groom Lake in the very heart of the desert, of what was meant to become America's eyes over the Soviet Union. Officially, this was a test facility for the new U-2 reconnaissance aircraft, a machine designed to fly at such altitudes that Soviet radar and anti-aircraft guns were no more to it than bothersome mosquitoes. Yet, as often happens with projects born in the depths of the CIA, reality proved far more complex and intriguing than the dry lines of a technical specification. For it was here, on this God-forsaken land, that a legend was born, one that would eclipse all achievements of engineering thought. During U-2 test flights, something astonishing occurred, sparking the first wave of UFO rumors. The aircraft, coated in special paint and flying at extreme altitudes, reflected sunlight in such a strange way that to ground observers it transformed into a bright, non-blinking celestial body moving across the sky at unimaginable speed. And it was precisely these numerous reports of flying saucers in Nevada that became the first, albeit unintentional, contribution of Area 51 to global ufology. But the U-2 was merely a prelude to the real spectacle unfolding within this desert fortress. Soon it was succeeded by its more advanced and even more classified successor, the A-12 Oxcart aircraft, and later the legendary SR-71 Blackbird, whose tests also took place at this base. These machines were so cutting-edge that they outpaced their own era by decades. Their pitch-black fuselages, built on stealth technology principles, absorbed radar waves, rendering them virtually invisible to enemy air defense systems. And it was here, in the hangars of Area 51, that technologies were born that would later materialize in aircraft such as the F-117 Nighthawk. Every screw, every bolt on these planes was shrouded in secrecy, and anyone working at the base signed documents that effectively stripped them of the right to their own memory. For disclosing even a single detail could lead not only to dismissal, but to far graver consequences. The legend of Hangar 18, allegedly storing this evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence, became so popular that it permeated hundreds of films, books, and television shows, turning the desert base into a symbol of all that is mysterious and unknown. And although the CIA officially acknowledged the base's existence in 2013 and declassified documents related to the U-2 and Blackbird programs, confirming that many UFO sightings were simply secret flights of these aircraft, this admission only added fuel to the fire. For believers in extraterrestrials saw it as merely a ruse, a diversion to conceal a far more shocking truth. The very geography of Area 51 contributes to its mystical aura. It lies at the center of a vast military range, whose airspace is closed to all but military aircraft, and the surrounding land is guarded with such vigilance that anyone daring to approach the perimeter risks arrest, or even being shot without warning. Satellite images reveal a network of runways, hangars, and other structures, yet their true purpose remains a mystery. Some claim they test next-generation hypersonic drones. Others insist they develop energy weapons capable of altering weather or triggering earthquakes, while the boldest continue to believe that deep underground bunkers extending kilometers beneath the earth cause scientists communicating with alien intelligences or even attempting to open portals to other dimensions. It is this uncertainty, this constant interplay of imagination with facts and rumors that drives the myth of Area 51. For the human mind abhors a vacuum, and if denied an official explanation, it will invent dozens, however fantastical, to satisfy its thirst for knowledge. Even today, when secrecy is no longer as absolute as it once was, Area 51 remains a symbol of hidden power and concealed knowledge. In 2019, an internet meme about storming Area 51 drew hundreds of thousands of people who, albeit jokingly, declared their intention to break into the base and see them, meaning the extraterrestrials. This absurd yet highly revealing episode demonstrated just how deeply the legend of Area 51 has taken root in the collective consciousness. It has ceased to be merely a military installation and has become an archetype, a place where, in the eyes of millions, the answer to humanity's greatest question is kept. Are we alone in the universe? And perhaps this is its greatest power, not in secret aircraft or hypothetical aliens, but in its ability to make us ask questions, doubt official narratives, and seek truth beyond the familiar. For any secret, however fiercely guarded, ultimately only exists to be uncovered, and any concealment of information only breeds a greater desire to know. Therefore, one should neither dismiss these stories as foolish fabrications, nor blindly believe them without demanding evidence. Far more important is to preserve within oneself that spark of curiosity, that burning interest in the unknown, which has driven humanity forward throughout its entire history, from its first steps across the African savanna to its voyages among the stars. Study declassified documents, analyze facts, approach rumors critically, but never lose the capacity to wonder and dream. For it is precisely at the intersection of science and imagination, on the boundary between the proven and the presumed, that the greatest discoveries are born. And who knows, perhaps one day it will be your own thirst for knowledge that sheds light on the most enigmatic zone on our planet, and helps unveil not only its secrets, but also the mysteries of the universe it may so diligently be trying to hide.